The enemy rose up and said, today, the life of Mordecai is going to end. When the enemy took the decision, he was heading to the palace through Haman. And what was Haman coming to the palace to do that early hours of the morning? He was coming to take permission from the king to hang Mordecai. That's what my brother was talking about when he was talking about reverse favor. It was favor he was coming to seek from the king, but favor to do evil unto Mordecai. But that night, the Bible said God did not allow the king to sleep. Because if he had slept, the person that will wake him up will be Haman with this request. God said, no, something must change this night. But the reason why the king did not sleep that night was because somebody somewhere did not also sleep. Continuing from where I stopped last week, I said the king couldn't sleep. The Bible said he couldn't sleep. That is, he wanted to sleep, but he couldn't. Something took away his sleep. And so, his attention was now drawn. Bring the book of records and let me listen since I can't sleep. Let me not waste the time. Read the book of records to me. Let me hear. But the reason why the king couldn't sleep was because somebody called Mordecai and Esther and the Israelites, the Jews, on their own decided they were not going to sleep. Their own is not that they couldn't sleep. It was that they didn't want to sleep. Because they said to themselves, there is trouble. How can I sleep when there is trouble? Somebody needs to wake up here. Some of us have slept for too long. And that's why the enemy is having his way. What did the Bible say? While men slept, the enemy came and showed us. If Mordecai was sleeping that night, he would have woken up with his head cut off. You need to deliberately tell yourself, even though when I put my head on the pillow, I sleep like a baby, but for this day, for this month, for this week, I will not sleep. I need to settle some things about my life. That night, I could hear Mordecai raise a song as they were saying, as they were there. I could hear him raise a song. Remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings, remember me. Oh Lord, God needs to remember somebody here. Remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me when you're blessing your people. Remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember me in your kingdom.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember me in your kingdom.
You see, you're seated down, and I'm doing special number for you. Instead of you to rise, I begin to sing this song and call unto God and say, remember me. Let this night be that night. Let this day be that day. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what the enemy wants to do in your life this September. I don't know the plan of the devil this year, 2024. But if you can lift up your voice this hour and call upon him and say, remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember
me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord, remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me when you're serving your people. Remember me, King of Kings.
Remember me, oh Lord.
As Mordecai was singing that song that night, I could hear heaven saying, tonight, this night, it won't pass this night. Something will be settled in your life. And the Lord came down. Haman was heading to the palace, but God got to the palace before he could reach there. I don't know who is going anywhere for you, but I want to speak to you. Before they reach there, God will reach there. They took a daughter of God, they kidnapped her, and they took her to their shrine for sacrifice. But before they reached there, God had already reached there. And she was blasting her tongue. As she was blasting her tongues, the interpretation was, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, that comfortest me. As he was blasting that tongue, God arrived upon that shrine. Immediately the native doctor saw her. He shouted, hey, who brought this lady here? Who brought her here? Take her away. Take her away. I'm talking to you here. I don't know where they have gone for you, but before they reach there, God is already there. Your God will disappoint them. Your God will disappoint them. He will frustrate the enemy. In the name of Jesus. Sit down. And so, the king couldn't sleep. God took away his sleep and said, read the book of records. He began to read. And inside the book of records, he read. So many things were read, but the moment they came to a man, softer. The moment they came to a man, I said, Mordecai told about the coup plot to assassinate the king. The king said, wait, what name did you call again? Mordecai. I want you to call one name. Call. Call one name. So I call him Mordecai. The moment they got to where it was Iken Nagugu, God says, stop. You are not hearing what I'm saying. This is the person for which I didn't sleep. He said, come. What did we do for this man? They say, okay, nothing. What? A man who saved my life? You mean nothing had been done for him? Somebody listening to me. There is something you did, a good you did long ago, no reward. God didn't forget you. God was saving it for the right time. You are not hearing what I'm saying. God kept it for now. Denial is not delay. Denial is not denial. I said denial is not denial. That it hasn't happened doesn't mean that God has forgotten. If the king had blessed him that time, it would have been over. But God was saving that blessing for an appropriate time. And when that time came, the king couldn't sleep. Somebody here, your king will not sleep this night. Your helper will not sleep this night. Your destiny helper will not sleep this night. That thing that you did, the time of reward has come. God will open your book of records now. Records now. Records now. In the name of Jesus. And the king said, who is there? See how God works. It's an orchestrator. The moment that thing was read was when Haman was coming in. And Haman was coming in when the king was saying, who is out there in the court? Suddenly, Haman was coming in. And they say, Haman is there. Say, call him. Haman came in. Say, hey, call Haman. He said, yes, king. My king. He said, what should be done for the man that the king delighted in? Haman thought that the charm was still happening, working. He had charmed the king all this while. So he thought the charm was still working. Touch and follow. Talk and obey. Anything he tells the king will obey. So when he came this day, and the king asked him, what should I do for the man? He thought in his heart, who else does the king delight in, if not me? This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. Now look at the things he asked for. He said, let them bring the robe that the king wears. Number 2, let them bring the horse that the king uses. Number 3, let them bring the crown that the king uses. And let a high-ranking officer take this man and parade the town and say, this is how the king treats those he delights in. That parade is to tell them, because he thought it was him. As he was going around, it is to say, behold your next king. Behold your next king. Behold your next king. I can bet you it wouldn't have taken long. Haman would have done away with the king. Person who put king robe on, use king horse, put king crown, what remains is the seat. But he didn't know that the charm was no more working, because somebody visited that place that night and opened the eyes of the king. Say, you will not sleep this night. I'm here to announce to somebody, those your destiny helpers that the enemy put to sleep, I don't know the charm they use, I don't know the altar they consulted, but I'm here to tell you tonight, that charm has faded away. The spell is broken. That spell is broken. That spell is broken. In the name of Jesus. There are people, anytime they want to help you, problem will come. They say, okay, don't worry. Next month I'm going to do something. They will remember you again 1 year. Somebody has gone somewhere to do something. Some people, it's even their brother, it's their sister. It's not even far. When they want to, your brother wants to help you, one of your other brothers or sister will go and tell him, don't help him. Anybody that has been given evil counsel against you, that have stopped those God have instructed to help you, today, by divine favor,